This last week, I chose the question, how do I view those I teach? I picked this question because it's very foundational in where I want to go as a teacher, and I think your students are your main priority. And so with that, I dug deeper with the question of how do I build the confidence in my students to learn for themselves? Learning is definitely something that's an individual thing. We all learn differently and all have our different processes of showing how we learn. And as a teacher, you want to be able to offer that option to your students. You want your students to learn for themselves and engage in learning, so they want to learn from themselves and that they're acting and not being acted upon. I liked learning that you need to know the needs of the students. And the more you know your needs of the students, the more you'll be able to teach with power, because you'll be able to give them exactly what they need and so forth. And oftentimes there will be those students who kind of are troublemakers or don't participate a lot. But it's important to do diligence and see the good that every student offers, and that will be able to support the classroom as a whole and make everything better as a learning environment. I also liked reading about Stephen Wolk. He had this quote that said, a lifelong reader is a lifelong learner. And I really liked that a lot, because oftentimes the books we read may be a little bit boring, at least the textbooks that we read. And so as teachers, I think it's fundamental if we can pick engaging reading materials so that our students will realize, oh yeah, reading is actually pretty good, and it'll engage their minds, and they'll be able to then have that love of learning and be able to continue developing their skills so that those students can become who they want to be and have the knowledge to become who they want to be. Something I also dug deep into this last week is how to become a master teacher. I noticed that the Savior teaches a lot through parables. And I realized, okay, why does the Savior teach in parables? And then I realized it's because stories help you learn for yourself, that you're not being acted upon, but you get to learn the principles you need for you. Also, the Savior taught with love, and the more you love and serve and teach, the more you're able to have a good environment in your classroom to be able to develop unity and lifelong learning. I also loved going after the one, because oftentimes you think that's going after the troubled student, but I think of it more as the individual. The individual needs to learn, and when you're able to teach to the individual, you're able to teach with power. And those are just some of the things that I learned this week, and I'm grateful for the things to come next week. Thank you so much.